Hey, how are you doing today, Monica?
Very well, and you?
I'm doing very, very well. Thank you. Loved watching Mafia Mamma, especially loved Bianca. And I love the fact that we don't get to see a lot of movies about the mafia that are actually funny. So how much fun did you actually have making this film?
Oh, so much fun, and I really love the script. The script already, when I read it, I laughed out loud, and I was so happy to work with Tony because I love her and I respect her so much. And but I didn't know her, energy in real life, and was so exciting and fun to work with her. And we bouncing off of each other, improvising, and I grew up with mafia movies, like many of my generation, but I didn't know that one day I had the chance to work in a film like this one. And I'm very grateful that after my appearance in Call My Agent, I had the opportunity to be in a comedy again, because I haven't done many comedies in my career.
It's funny too, because I think that Bianca's funny, but not like intentionally funny. Did you kind of find that about her as well?
But I try to play cool and relax because she's in charge of the situation, so
Mhm.
she has to control herself. But there are a few scenes really where I had so much fun, like the scene in the bed with Christine, because this moment was so nice. Because actually, I didn't know, I knew the lines, but I didn't know what we would do just before shooting. So when I went close to the bed, then we started improvising, and actually, the scene came out so fun and crazy and sexy. And and so, I mean, really, but just because I have to say that Catherine gave us the freedom to explore so many things, and she's so elegant. She knows what she wants, and I think that she really, with her femininity, brings elegance in the middle of the violence. And I respect her so much because she moved from one genre to another. She did film like 13 and Twilight, and then a mob movie. So and really, she was never scared to try something too sublime and already great script, or realizing when you've gone too far. And it's a difficult movie, this one, because there are many actors, many scenes. So I think she did a really beautiful work. And also last night we were at the premiere, and so it was the first time that I watched the film with an audience. And actually, I mean, I realized that everybody says this is a comedy in the world of mafia with a feminine twist, but
Mhm.
actually it's a pulp movie.
It really is. It is all of those things. And that scene you mentioned is one of my favorites too. So I'm glad you brought that up. It's funny though, because you would think that you and Tony had been working together for years because the chemistry was just there. It just seemed like it clicked right away. Did it feel like you all clicked right away? Talk a little bit about that relationship between Christian and Bianca.
I mean, we didn't know each other, but already in the phone when you spoke for the first time was such a beautiful chemistry right away. And this was really helpful because it doesn't happen all the time. So we could build all the affection and connection, the carries these two characters in their adventure. And so I hope this is going to happen again. And also I have to say that both our characters, Bianca and Christine, both of us, there is a duality, because Christine is very sweet, very nice, but she can become very dangerous. And Bianca as well. In Bianca, there is mystery and Mediterranean warmth, but at the same time, she knows how to deal with violence because that is where she comes from.
It's funny too because it feels like the second that Kristen lands in Italy, obviously she's a fish out of water. She has no idea what she's doing. Bianca's been living this life. What was it about her, you think, or maybe about Bianca, that just made her have Kristen's back from the beginning, like unquestionably? Was it just that respect for the family, or was it maybe something else as well?
But I know I have to say that the thing is, Bianca is going to help Christine to find herself. because actually Bianca is going to teach Christine how to become a mafia boss. And she's going to get in touch with her inner self, to her real power. And it's so interesting to see these three women fighting to protect themselves. I say three women because also the role of Jenny, Christine's lawyer, is very beautiful role, and Sofia Nonvetti, she's amazing in the film. So I think that behind a comedy also we have a beautiful message. We are in a male-dominated society, and these three women, they have to protect themselves. So, and also adult women. So this also is another beautiful message. And so I think the film is sexy and crazy and funny, and and that's a new thing.
It definitely is. It definitely is. When I was talking to Catherine yesterday, she was talking to me about how, you guys were in Italy and pretty much everyone on set was Italian. So do you feel like being in Italy and having so many Italians surrounded this film just made it feel more authentic?
It was funny because I think what happened is that when we spoke in Italian, we were screaming, but not because we were angry, just because that's the way we talk.
Yep.
So we probably seemed, crazy to the non-Italian. That's so funny. And I was so happy to see to see that Tony and Catherine really loved Italy so much. Really, because I'm Italian, even though I don't come from Rome, I come from Umbria. Umbria is center north of Italy. But when I go to Italy, I go to Rome a lot. I have my friends, and I started movies over there. So I'm really attached to Rome. And the way Catherine filmed Rome is so beautiful. Have you been to Rome?
I haven't. It's on my list, though. It is 100% on my list.
So, when you see the movie, you see how beautiful, and the light of Rome, the beauty of Rome. And so, even for that, the film is amazing for me, because Rome is, such a perfect place to make a movie like this one.
It makes me want to go even more too. So that it certainly had that effect in the way I saw it. Now, you said you grew up on mafia movies, and there's a lot of tropes that we see in mafia movies, a lot, just certain things that pop up over and over again with mafia and crime families and things like that. How was it, though, to kind of poke fun at some of those a little bit in this movie? Because we do get little moments where you sort of poke fun at certain things that we see a lot in mafia movies.
But of course, there are stereotypes, in this
Right.
film. Of course, there are so many references to The Godfather as well,
Yep.
even the feminine taste, twist. I think that in Italy, without Sicily, we won't have any movies. Because all the films from Scorsese and Coppola are Sicilian stories. And I'm so attached to Sicily as well, because I shot Malena, and I was for 5 months there in Syracuse. And so Sicily is just an incredible place, a special place. And I'm so attached. And all those movies like The Godfather, or the Godfellas, and Once Upon a Time in America, I grew up with these movies. So, but I would have never imagined that one day I would play in a crazy comedy like this, or in the mafia world.
We can add this one to the list, and you'll see why. Mafia Mama in theaters this Friday, and wait to see Bianca. You're going to see her right away too. You're going to love her. Monica Bellucci, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.